I.S.U.P.K.
We want no cowards in our camp, in our camp. Only men prepare to die. We want no cowards in our camp, in our camp. Never let their colors fly. We want no cowards in our camp, in our camp. Only men prepare to die.
Shalom, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of Seattle, Washington, established in 1969 in 1 West Harlem, New York, and since then we've been bringing the truth to you so-called blacks, you so-called Hispanics, and you so-called Native Americans. Now again, we use the term so-called because black is a color, Hispaniola is name of an island, Native American is a term. According to archaeological, geographical, and always, most importantly, biblical facts, you make up the 12 tribes of Israel. So anytime you open up this book, so-called Black Man, and when I say black, I'm talking to all the tribes, okay? But for the sake of this lesson, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, and woman, you are actually reading about yourself, your past, your history, the law, statutes, and commandments that were given to you and you alone. All right, instruction on how to deal in this particular world we live in, this hellish condition that we've been subject to. All right, and most importantly, the greatest black man ever walked this earth, the one you refer to as Jesus Christ. And for those that don't know and understand, yes, Christ was a black man from the tribe of Judah. Any questions about that? Reach out to us at area code 206-778-1859 or go to the website, I.S.U.P.K.com. We have free online classes Tuesday to Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific time to 6 p.m. Pacific time. Tuesday being the Brotherhood class, which is most definitely necessary in these days and times. All right, just to combat the foolishness and the madness, like even now. Like right now, one of the biggest things is Chris Brown fighting Soulja Boy. All right. Now, there's nothing wrong with men coming together to get an understanding of what their issue is, so it doesn't result in death. But this is just to make a spectacle of our people again, because everything that they show you in entertainment, know and understand this, is to make a spectacle of you. I don't care what you bring up, movies, music, sports, even the news, is to make a spectacle of you. So again, the Brotherhood class, most definitely necessary, all right? That's the Tuesday class. Wednesday is the law. Thursday, scriptural breakdown. Friday, the Hebrew language. We have radio shows, Monday morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. with General Hazanya and Captain Akkad, Let a Hebrew Speak, touching on various topics, all right? And everything that we talk about or go into, of course, we pull out scriptures, all right, to prove the point, so to speak, or to give you understanding on why it may be happening and even solutions. All right. We also have Command GEN.YAHANNA with The Grill, the livest radio show on earth, from 6 p.m. Pacific time to 8 p.m. Pacific time. Same format as General Hazanya show. We also have Captain Tazaria, and Officer Katazar with Israelite Vibes Thursday evening, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Same format. Any questions on how to watch these shows or listen to these shows or anything else that's been said, you reach out to us at area code 206-778-1859. You can go to the website, I.S.U.P.K.com. All right, so what today's topic is going to be is the white boy, Dylann Roof. Now, for those that don't know, this is, I'm sure you do know, but this is about the white boy that ran up in the Charleston church and murdered 9 black people. Okay? Asked them if he could come in there to basically worship with them. All right? And after sitting with them for an hour, pulling out guns and murdering them. All right? So, what we're going to go into is first to show you why this happened, why these things can happen, and why they continuously happen to us as a people by the hands of the white man. Because you may look at Dylan Roof like, you know what, he's the most evil, wickedest bastard on earth. You know what, he isn't. He comes from the nation that is the most wicked and evilest bastards on earth. So is he part of them? Yes. Is he wicked and evil and a bastard? Yes. But they all are. All right? You can't look at just one individual and think he's not a representation of his people. He is. All right? Because deep down, even though they don't act on it, somewhere in their mind, that's how they feel about you, black man. That's how they feel about you, black woman. That's how they feel about you, Native American man and woman, Hispanic man and woman. How do we know? Because history tells us. All right? Why do you think crack cocaine hit the ghettos and the barrios? All right? Why do you think that you have to live on a reservation? All right? Why do you think that these prison houses are filled up with our people if they don't think that way? Why do you think crack cocaine exists, abortion clinics exist, if they don't think that way about our people? All right? So now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and I'm going to read verse 15. Because we're going to show why this happens, why this has happened. Not just that, but anything that you think of when it pertains to the destruction of our people. All right? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Well, that's plain and simple. You adhere to the laws, you follow them. If not, this is what's going to happen. Well, let's read about something that happened. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28. We're going to go to verse 49. Thou shalt, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Well, let's just examine that small part right there. What is the so-called white man symbol here in America? Is it not the eagle? When he supposedly landed on the moon, did he not state the eagle has landed? If you look on the back of a dollar bill, or you go into any federal building, any county building, what will you see? An eagle. All right, this is his symbol. So now, this scripture is specifically talking about this white man. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. That simply is English, because English is a bastardized language that's taken characters and phrases and words from other languages and incorporated it into one, meaning confusion, because that's what it boils down to, confusion. All right? Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance shall not regard the person of the old. Well, back to your boy Dylan Roof. Did he consider the person of the old? When he ran up in that, when he walked up, excuse that, let me say this correctly, because let's show you what this bastard did. He asked them if he could come into their temple and worship and praise and study with them. All right? Now, it tells you in the book of Genesis that the serpent was the most subtle beast in the field. Well, in that context, the serpent is the white man. All right? Because he is subtle. He is slick. He is underhanded. All right? And he asked them if he could come in there, and went and sat in the church with them for an hour. And then decided it is now time. And put them to death. All right? Nor show favor to the young. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with Dylan, but that does have to do with the white man. Does he not have abortion clinics set up in ghettos all over America? Now think about the wickedness, the evil, the hatred for a people to allow, to make it law to where a woman can go and allow them to enter into the womb and take the baby out. That is murder. Well, we just read, verse 50, nor show favor to the young. It don't get no younger than that. And we ain't even talking about afterbirth. We're not talking about the drugs that were pushing our communities to where our people and our weakness and our foolishness got strung out, living in these conditions, and then birth children who were addicted to this. You don't think that was part of the plan? You don't think that was designed to happen like that? Those are just two things. I'm not talking about the juvenile system that's been set up. I'm not talking about the diets that we have, the food, the jacked up food that they feed us, the contaminated water. I'm not talking about any of those things yet. That's why the scripture says, nor show favor to the young. But, back to your boy Dylan. I'm going to read it from the top. Verse 50. A nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of old. Because that's what Dylan did. He went in there and destroyed some people based on a hatred. All right, now I'm going to go into the scripture, and I'm going to show you that they should have never even let this white boy up in there. All right, that it's not even scriptural to let. It's against scriptures. All right, to even let a white boy in your congregation, or a white woman for that matter. All right, we're going to go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, and we're going to go to verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. Now, for those of you who don't know, Esau is a so-called white man according to the Bible. Because just like there's no such thing as a black person, or at least let me say it this way, the color black constituting someone's ethnicity or nationality, the same thing goes for white. So if there aren't black people, if that's just a term that was put on our people, the same thing applies to the white man. So biblically, we're known as the nation of Israel. Biblically, historically, archaeologically, the white man is known as Esau. All right? And this can be proven. If you have any questions about that, because there's a lot of y'all out there that try to push a false doctrine about Esau not being the so-called white man. Only reason y'all do that is because you love the white man. That's how simple it is. You simply love him. You cannot let go of your master. Well, you know what, in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we say, damn that white man. And he is the nation of Esau. And again, it can be proven. If you want to debate that, debate your cause. All right? If you have any questions about it, bring the questions forth. So now, verse 16. Hebrews 12 and 16. Excuse that. Least there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. You know what? Let's look up the word profane, just to show you that he wasn't even supposed to be allowed into the temple. All right? Profane. This is the etymology of the word. All right? This is the adjective. Unecclesiastical, secular, from Old French profane, and directly from Latin profanus, unholy, non-consecrated, according to Barnhart from profano, not admitted into the temple. Now, if our brothers and sisters weren't stuck on that Christianity, weren't stuck on that Martin Luther King idea of loving all people, the Lord loves all, forgive. If they weren't holding on to that, they didn't know not to let the white boy into the temple, because we just read in the scriptures. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. Profane. Not admitted into the temple. They didn't know that. Alright? But that's what we're here for. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under command GEN.YAHANNA. To teach you. So you know not to let the white boy in or the white girl in. Because what happens? Now I'm not laughing because it's not a funny situation. But they let him in and he murdered them. This is what we're dealing with here. This is the beast that we're dealing with. And again, you can't just look at Dylan Roof as being the only one that is like that. That is their nation. How do we know? We're going to go to the scriptures. I mean, you can study history, but since we're in the Bible, we're going to put out some scriptures about it. About who this man is and how he feels about you. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel. Well, the word perpetual means ongoing. This is an ongoing hatred. It never stops. So the same people that brought blacks off those cargo slave ships, the same people that came to this land and destroyed the Native American as well as the so-called Hispanic man all throughout Texas, down through Central America, the same man that had that hatred exists now, perpetual, ongoing. and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword. Well, that's what the white boy did. He walked up in that church, and because of his ongoing hatred for our people, he pulled out his sword. His sword being a gun, or guns. Because that's all a sword is a weapon of destruction. So it could be anything. It could be the gun, it could be the sword, it could be smallpox, could be AIDS, could be crack cocaine and heroin. Alright? It could be confusion. Whatever the case may be, it is a weapon of destruction. Because look at the plight of our people. Look at the condition we live in. Alright? In the time of their calamity. Well, we are in the time of our calamity because we read back in Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15 that because we didn't adhere to the law, statutes, and commandments, here we are in these conditions. Alright, so that is the time of our calamity. So this white boy, he may not have known that. Doesn't matter. What he did know is he had a hatred that is perpetual, that has been ongoing. Alright, because he learned that from his people, that learned that from their people, that learned that from their people. And their people are simply this, the so-called white man. Esau according to the Bible. That's it. Alright? So stop looking at Dylan like he's the only one guilty. The white man is guilty. Period. Point blank. Without question. Alright? Now, we're going to go into some of what the white boy said. Alright? Just to show you how scriptural this is. This is what he says, okay? According to the Post and Courier in Charleston, Ruth's writings were shown to jurors on a large screen set up in the courtroom. I would like to make it crystal clear, Ruth wrote, according to the newspaper. I do not regret what I did. I am not sorry. I have not shed a tear for the innocent people I killed. Now, let's go to the scriptures. All right, we're going to go to the book of Jeremiah. Book of Jeremiah chapter 50, and we'll go to verse 7. Book of Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 7. All that found them have devoured them. Well, that's what he did. What he came up with was a plan. And he knew where to find the people he could execute that plan on. The church. Because you know what he wouldn't do? He wouldn't go to the hood where we're at and try that crap. Because young brothers out there would have strung his ass up. Alright? But he knew he can go to the church. Because he knew in the church, the Christian, the black Christian is a docile man. He follows Martin Luther King. He's in there wanting peace and love, and he wants to sing and dance. That's the black Christian man. Alright? That's why he went to the church. That's why the scripture says, all that found them have devoured them. He knew where to find them, and he went in there and devoured them. He put them to death. And their adversary said, we offend not. Let's see. What does he say here? Let's read it again. I would like to make it crystal clear. I do not regret what I did. I am not sorry. I have not shed a tear for the innocent people I killed. His pity, he wrote, was saved for white people. He said, were killed daily by the hands of the lower race. That's what he feels. He feels pity for his people. Not even mad at that. The problem is, black man, you don't feel pity for your people. You don't feel sorrow about the conditions that we're living in. Alright? This is the mind state of the white man. Why do you think Trump was elected president? If this isn't the mind state of the white man. Alright? The very fact that Trump is president should show you that the mindset of the white man is no different than what Ruth is talking about here, what Dylan Ruth is talking about. I do not regret what I did. I am not sorry. And that's why Trump is president. So this is to show you, this is just the mind state of the white man. Alright, let's go back to the scriptures. I'm going to read it from the top, Jeremiah 57. All that found them have devoured them. And their adversary said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord. Because you know what? Not that Dylan knew this. Who knows? Maybe he did. But we transgressed against the Lord. That's why we're in these conditions. That's why this bastard is over us. Because there's no way this weak, nothing-ass man would have had the ability to conquer us if not the Lord had allowed it because of our disobedience to him. Now this is the beauty in it. We can return. we can come back. We can come back to being the obedient servants that the Lord required of us. And this white man, be it Dylan, be it Trump, be it Scott, be it Peter, be it any of those people that you deal with out there in your everyday life, they will be put back in their position, which is to be nothing but slaves and then destined to die. So when you read, when you consider what's going on with Dylan, no one understands this. He simply represents the white man. And this is how the white man feels about you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, and woman. Alright? So, with all that said, if there are any questions about this lesson or anything else, you reach out to us at area code 206-778-1859, or you go to the website, I.S.U.P.K.com. Any brothers looking to join the UPK, get into our classes, become a student. Do that for 3 months. Put on your all black, your black head wrap, your black attire, your black boots. Start separating yourself from this world, alright, from this society. Become a trooper. After those 3 months, you become a trooper. If you've shown your discipline and your diligence, you become a trooper. Receive your Hebrew name, and then take out the duties of a trooper. And that's just the beginning stages. From there, you work on becoming an officer, so on and so forth. Let's get it. Let's do this work. Alright, if you are tired of seeing our people in the condition we live in, then this is where you go, or this is where you come to start making the changes for the sake of our people as well as yourself. Alright? For you sisters out there, you want to join the UPK, attend our classes for 6 months. During that 6 months, you will have no contact with a brother in the school other than to greet and salute, aside from the teachers. Okay? After that 6 months, you show your discipline, your diligence, you start learning how to become a new woman, you receive your Hebrew name. At that point, if there is a brother you're interested in, or a brother that's interested in you, it will be brought forth. You two will go on a courting period for another 6 months to learn about each other. Alright? And in this courting period, there will be no physical interaction as far as touching and kissing and all that. I mean, learn the man for once in your life. Brother, learn the woman for once in your life. Because once you two come together in the act of marriage, which is sex, then brother man, that is your wife for life. Sister, that is your husband. So do something you've never done before. Honor yourself. Honor your nation. Alright? We don't abuse our women in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You sisters have gone through that long enough. Alright? You come here, you're going to be groomed and shown how to become a new woman. Alright? Grow into the princess who you were meant to be, while you deal with one of the men in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, because he's going to understand how to treat you. Alright? And raise you and groom you into being that woman. Reach out to us if you have any questions. Also, if you need counsel. I.S.U.P.K.com or area code 206-778-1859. Shalom.
Nobody tell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it works out.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, sold packs, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues for this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good wreck. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain, something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?